Just kind of how do you learn and just continue to get better from a day like that?
Yeah, it was a little frustrating today. As an offense, especially after having some really good days together, excited to put the pads on. Like, you don't want to go out there and you don't have a bad day like that, I guess you could say. But in days like that, I feel like you learn a lot about yourself. And obviously there's a lot of camp and a lot of practices to figure stuff out. So, it's just part of the process.
Aaron seemed pretty upset at times on various things happening in practice. Is that how would you describe his temperament today?
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of playing with, a great like that, right? Like, you have someone that's going to, at all times, hold everybody accountable, no matter who you are, what happens. And I think that's kind of been something that's, not every team has that, not everybody. I think that's really a blessing at the end of the day, to be able to have someone that cares that much and, has a standard like that. That's going to, that becomes our standard as a team. But to have a Hall of Famer that's won a Super Bowl, been there, done that, I think that really is, it's necessary.
Have you seen him that hot before?
I don't know. I kind of just don't really pay that much attention to it, right? I kind of unless I'm the one getting yelled at, which I try to avoid being in that situation as much as possible. I don't know if I have or not, but it was all for a good reason, I guess.
When you guys go full pads, I know you take care of teammates. How far can you go as a blocker, or will you still have to pull up a little bit because it's a teammate? What's the mindset on it?
Yeah, I think it's just being smart about it, right? Like, you're not going to go out there and chip somebody when they're not looking and try to knock them on the ground. If you have like some of like the motions or kind of sifts back across the line of scrimmage where it's like you and a DN, like, you're not going to go out there and try to blow each other up and and kill each other. So, I think it's just kind of using a little bit of common sense, right? Like, we all want to be healthy for the season. We all want each other to go out there and have a job and whatnot. No one wants to see anybody go down. So I think it really comes down to, caring about your teammate a little bit. But also, on the other end of things, you have to go win a job and you have to go out there and get better at what you do. And I think we have, the way we practice and as a team, we do that pretty well. We have a good balance.
It seemed like the tight ends with Aaron have had a lot of success throughout the years when he was in Green Bay. Just kind of, does that excite you? And then have you looked at film from when he was with the Packers with other what tight ends have done with him?
Yeah, it definitely excites me, right? I think, one of the cool things is, like, you're never going to really be in a bad play, right? Like, the fact that he's always out there kind of playing against the DC and, there's a play today where like a stick nod and he killed it, so the nod part was off and it was just a stick, and we got a catch on that, and he just has such an unbelievable feel for the game. So to answer your question, like, I went back and watched some of the Tanya when he had his 11 touchdowns, Jermichael Finley I watched, Mercedes, all those guys, Jared Cook, and it really just comes down to he has such an unbelievable feel for the game. If you can try to see it his way and kind of feel it out and not just be a robot and do this and really have feel for it, I think that's really, for any position, wide receiver, tight end, running back, that's going to kind of give you more opportunities, is just trying to, be a smart football player.
Do you see anything different from Lazard so far this year? Last year he had his struggles and everything like that, but what have you seen so far this year?
Yeah, I think, to start camp, he's come out strong, right? I think he's had 3 touchdowns out of 5 days now. He's made some big plays in the past game. Obviously him and Aaron have a lot of chemistry, from playing together for a while. And, I obviously, he had his ups and downs last year, and I know just from talking to him that, that wasn't necessarily him, and that he's excited to come out here and, do what he needs to do.
And I think it was 2020, Robert Tonyan had 11 touchdown catches from Aaron. I know you said you went back and watched some film. What was going on that year? What did you learn from that, and how can you kind of channel that and have that kind of year too?
Yeah, it's kind of the feel thing, and it's kind of hard to explain because so much of it is just trying to see the game through Aaron's eyes, right? And that's kind of impossible because he's kind of like the Oppenheimer of football, right? Like, just the way he sees the game and processes the game at the speed that he does it is impressive. So it's kind of, I don't know how to exactly answer that, but it's kind of just, when you go back and watch the film and like you see maybe a play you could have did something different on, or like he was looking at you at this point in the route and maybe you should have peeked or maybe you shouldn't have peeked because there was a blitz or something like that. Talking to him like, hey, like, should I have done this on this? Just trying to like really try to do your best to see it through his eyes, and I think if you can do that, then it's going to lead to a lot of success.
Does that just come with just watching film with him and then just, getting notes and everything so you can try to see it as much as you can through his eyes?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of everything, right? Like sometimes you're watching film on your own and you're just like, okay, he was looking at me here, like, should I have done this? Should I have not done this? Was he just looking me off since we know he loves throwing no looks? Half the time you think the ball is coming to you and it goes all the way across the field. Some of it's like in meetings when he's just out, he'll randomly ask certain questions and just, try to challenge you of like, why did I read this? How should you run this? And that kind of gives you some insight into how he thinks about it. And then, obviously, trying to get in there with him and, talk to him about it and go through stuff. And it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out as we prepare for games and stuff like that.
What's it like seeing Braylon Allen out there in the open field?
Yeah, I mean, that was fun today, right? We'll see how that – I mean, I think the cool part about it was I don't even think he really lowered his shoulder. He's just so big. He was just running in a straight line. So that's kind of one of those iffy, protect the team moments right there. But it's also first day of pads, and everybody's excited. But since he's been here, I've been excited to watch him play. One of my old teammates in college, he was actually his running back coach at Wisconsin, Devin Spalding, and he had nothing but great things to say about him. So I was excited to see him out here, and obviously to see him in pads. I was excited about it. I think he did a hell of a job.
It looks like on your Instagram you took out some new stuff in this offseason, a new training regimen or anything like that. Can you just talk about what you added to it and what was the purpose of it?
I mean, other than Pilates, Pilates, I've been doing that for like 3 years now. But just the way I've been lifting and working out and conditioning, my goal was to put on like 35 pounds of lean muscle mass, and I did. And it's been paying off pretty well so far.
So how can that added muscle help you throughout the course of the season?
Just staying on them double teams. I felt like last year I was getting moved a little bit, probably just because I just didn't have enough muscle, But when I take on these blocks out here, I just feel way more sturdy, you know what I mean? So
35 pounds since when, the end of last season?
Since probably like 4 months ago. Yeah.
What did you play at last year?
Like 305. I'm like 330 right now.
So what does your diet consist of in order to get to that 35 pounds?
Well, my girl, she'll make me like 9 chicken eggs in the morning, a whole avocado, handful of spinach. Lunchtime, I'd eat like 6 chicken breasts. A little salad on the side. Then lunch, I'll probably eat like a little pasta, like a pound of ground beef, but then like a few noodles mixed in. I did it every day, and it paid off. I'm still eating that same way right now, but a little less though. I don't want to be like too bulky,
So was that prior to free agency that you changed your diet?
I just wanted, just as soon as the season was over, I knew I wanted to change some things up. So, yes, sir.
Just your thoughts about how you fit in with this defense and then just playing with a guy like Quentin Williams beside you?
I just loved everybody, man. I love everybody, man. I love the guys. It's a great team, great overall atmosphere. And playing next to Quentin, it's going to be amazing, because I've been a big fan of his since I was in college. Just a big fan. I love the way he power rushes, his 2-to-1s, his counters. It's amazing. Just the way he plays the run is also amazing as well. His feet is always hot in the run game. And I like to try to look at his game as much as I can and try to blend it into mine. And I think I fit in very well. Just another power guy. I think I'm very explosive as well, just as much as everybody else that's on the D-line, And I just can't wait to get to battle with these guys.
I don't know if you heard what I asked Coach Sala, but a lot of D tackles have come here and really turned their career into an upward trajectory, like Sheldon Rankins and John Franklin Myers, Quentin Jefferson. I'm wondering if that's one of the reasons. I know you have a relationship with Sala,
yes, sir.
But that one of the reasons you came here is because it seems like guys come here and get better.
They just, said I had an opportunity, and I'm all about opportunity. I work very hard, even though I've been through a lot. I've always worked super hard, and the chips, they fell where they may, but I never gave up on myself. And I've had a relationship with Sala, of course, White Cotton as well. He was the assistant D-line coach when I was a rookie, so that played a part in it as well, And I'm just looking to maximize, every opportunity I get this year.
You talked about this, some things just not going probably the way that you're playing. Just how do you keep that positive attitude when things like that happen?
I'm very religious, just talk to my mom a lot, and she really was, my mom and my family, they really was the reason, I've had a lot of dark days, and, you know, just to be able to touch that grass is a big blessing, man. You know, and I've been through a lot, bro. Like for real, like my fault. I've been through a lot, bro. So.
Take your time.
Yeah, I've been through a lot, bro. That's all I can really say. But I never gave up, you know? A lot of people would have gave up, but I never gave up.
Is there anything else?
When you and Quinnen were in the SEC, you were two of the best defensive tackles. Did you guys kind of have a rivalry, you know, just trying to be that best guy in the SEC?
You know, Quinny came out before I did, so, but still, you know, I always looked at like a lot of the best guys, and I always like dreamed of being a top guy, you know. I still do every day. I'm super hungry for it, man. I'm super hungry for it.
Guys around here, they want to throw out the word Super Bowl quite a bit. You've been to the Super Bowl. You were just in the Super Bowl.
Sir.
What does it take to get there, and do you see the early returns that this team has some of those kind of makings?
It's hard, bro. It's hard, bro. It's hard work, man. It's hard work every day, day in, day out. And it's like you get to the playoffs and you play against teams and you could just kind of feel them wanting to get out of there, you know. But that's when you step on the gas even more, you know. And I'm just glad that I can bring that, you know, to this team to let guys know, like, that's when you really put your foot on their neck, you know. You could hit a guy and you could feel it, like, just the energy is not there, you know. And for sure, man, just it was a great run, you know. But this team is special, man. Niners was what the Niners was, but this team is very special, you know. And I'm just glad to be here. I'm blessed to be here.
What is it going to take to get it, you know, to that level with the 49ers and potentially contend for a championship?
Hard work, you know. These guys, they work their tail off, you know. And I love it, you know what I mean? I love it. I love it. I love when people just work hard and just go at it, drop your head down and just get to work. And that's it. That's the only thing it's going to take. Hard work, consistency, and discipline, you know, at all phases, mind, body, and spirit, you know.
What do you think that week one game is going to be like being
I mean,
there?
For me, it's going to be like any other game, honestly. I'm not even really looking at it like that for me, you know. Another opponent, you know what I mean? Week 1 to week 32, you know what I mean? Like, it's all the same. But it's going to be awesome, you know what I mean? Can't wait.
How good did it feel today just getting the pads back on after a long off-season of OTAs and the first 4 days of practice?
Oh, yeah, it was awesome, man. I know there was a lot of emotions out there. Everybody had a lot of stuff to get off their chest, you know. So, and I was one of them. So, no, it was cool. It was cool, man. You know, a lot of banging, you know what I mean? Probably some people on the ground, you know. Everybody, you know, it's intense, but that's what you want to see. So,
I know you maybe don't go one-on-one with him or match up with him a lot, but what's it like seeing Tyron Smith on the other side of him?
oh, you know, that's the OG, man. You know, I can remember, I told him, I was like, bro, I remember, like, I was a kid. Like, I was a kid, and I used to watch, like, you was on Top 100. Like, I remember people saying you sleep a lot, like, all type of crazy stuff. Like, but it's awesome, man. Just seeing the great out there, like a Hall of Famer, you know what I mean? And that makes you want to get better. Just me being inside right there, seeing him out there, it's like, okay, like, yeah, I got to get on my, excuse my language, you know, for sure.
Here with Alan Lazard. What have you thought of the first couple of days of training camp so far?
Hot and humid. But, you know, these are the days, especially you want to have them early on, just to kind of go through that grind, just develop that callus. And it'll pay dividends, you know, especially once you get into the preseason game into September. Go down to Florida twice this year to deal with that humidity and everything. So it's been great, you know, just being back out here with the team, being all together, grinding, and, you know, obviously change things around this year.
In terms of you're a vet in this offense in particular, but the guys around you, a lot of them entering year 2 with Nathaniel Hackett. What have you seen early, whether it's throughout the spring or early in camp? Like, do you get a different sense of people's understanding of the scheme?
Yeah, you're sensing, you know, people are breaking the huddle a little bit earlier just because once they hear the play, they know exactly what to do, they know where to line up, they're focused on the details, and, you know, they're not really questioning themselves and second-guessing themselves. So they're going out there playing free and playing fast, and that's what it takes to be a good offense.
For you, touchdown catch yesterday, touchdown catch here in front of the fans for the first time. What did you see on the end of that last play? What was the period like, and what happened on that play?
Yeah, it was kind of almost just like yesterday with Aaron. You know, it was definitely like the last read of the progression and everything, and I just felt the void in the zone. Aaron was scrambling out towards me, and you know, obviously he just put a good ball out there for me to go make a play.
Coach Sala had said something in the spring, how something along the lines of he feels a renewed attitude from you. What's your reaction to that, and what is your attitude entering training camp?
Yeah, it's just to come out here and be the best me. You know, not only for myself but for my teammates in this organization. Do whatever I can to uplift them and to ultimately achieve the goal that we all want, which is raising that Lombardi Trophy at the end of the year.
For you individually and as a team, what's the goal here in training camp, especially early?
Just become comfortable with each other, you know, understanding that what plays we call during camp right now, they might not always go as we plan them to go, but to be able to have that that improvness to the offense and to the game of just being able to play with each other and to understand that, you know, this may be my guy to block here, but if he does something different and I see someone else take him, then I know who his man is and I can play off of him. And then we're able to still have explosive plays even though we scheme it up a little bit differently, but as long as we go out there and execute, that's all that matters.
Do you think the vibe of this team, whether offense specific or not, is similar to last year or a little bit different?
I think everyone's just a little bit more calm, a little bit more relaxed and just comfortable in the system, the players and stuff, and ultimately just playing with Aaron. You know, he demands a higher focus, a higher intensity in practice and games especially. And you know, obviously missing him last year for the season and everything, we kind of lost that and didn't really get to establish that. So having him back in the spring, here in training camp and everything, being healthy, is just great for everyone to develop that comfortability with each other.
And then lastly, in the receiver room, like first play today, long ball to Garrett. You see a difference in Garrett? Feels like every year since he's been a Jet, he just gets a little bit better.
Yeah, there's no doubt that Garrett's one of the best, if not the best receivers in the league. So to see him develop every single day, every single year, it's a pleasure to play alongside of him and to help him achieve new heights. So, you know, it's going to be exciting when he gets an All-Pro vote this year, and it definitely earns that honor.
Awesome. Appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Here with offensive lineman John Simpson. John, what are your early thoughts of training camp so far?
It's cool, man. Just the competition, it's crazy. Going against Q, Javon, all those guys, Solly, all those guys, man, they're making me better, and I hope I'm making them better. You know, and like I said, it's iron sharpens iron here, and that's all you can really ask for on any team. So I'm happy with it.
What aspects of Javon's game and Quinnen's game are helping make you better?
Just Q's his quickness. Javon, you know, he's a big guy. You got to get him up out of there sometimes. So just, you know, focusing on the little things and trying to get better at those small things. And, you know, like I said, they're just great players. So it's always good to go against guys like that.
Now, obviously, you're a vet in the league, but you're new to this offense and this team. What would you say are the adjustments that you have been focusing on making?
There's a lot of adjustments. You know, just hand placement, things like that. Just learning the snap count and learning the different calls we make at the line and stuff like that. It's just, you know, it's like minor adjustments, but those things will take us far. So.
What about quarterback Aaron Rodgers' cadence? How have you been adjusting to that so far?
You know, it's some ups and downs.
Yeah.
He's the best in the league at his cadence, and that's just something I got to get used to, because you know the train don't stop. So I just got to get on board with that.
And what would you say is this offensive line group's main focus for training camp?
Just sticking together, no matter what, shutting the outside noise up, just getting better together, and like I said, just coming out here as one, no matter what team you're, like first, second, or third team. Just know that we're all one, and we're trying to compete to be the best. So.
Awesome. Appreciate the time, John.
No problem. Thank you.